back to me. No, you stop. No. Hi. Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie, and I had a thought today that I am participating in a readathon in May. And so I kind of wanted to outline a little bit of possible books that I could read for these prompts that are part of this readathon. If you don't know, the readathon that I'm participating in is Escape the Readathon, that is being hosted by Books with Lexi. She has 4 teams that you can choose to be a part of. I don't know any of them off the top of my head because I'm blanking, but I did get her bookmarks, which are really pretty for all 4 teams. The theme is Black Cat Carnival. So we have this guy. Then we have this one, the food court. I'm part of this team because if I'm actually going to a carnival in real life, I'm probably going for the food, unfortunately. Then we have this one, Dunk Tank. It's really cool. And then we have this guy, Puppet Show. Very pretty. Love them. Gorgeous. So with that being said, probably want to put a little disclaimer here, and that, you know, I'm going to show you my top picks for the prompts, and then I'm going to like just tell you a couple of other contenders for the prompts that might be what I end up reading instead, because I am a mood reader to like the 1000th degree. So let's get into it. The first prompt, which is for one of the tents or games that the team can go to, is most read favorite genre. So for me, that is fantasy. And that means, you know, any fantasy book will fill this prompt. So I only have one choice at the top because I have so many other choices on my list that they could, you know, if I need another pick, I have plenty on my list. So I didn't figure I needed to put a whole bunch of fantasy books that I haven't read yet on the list because it would be never ending. But my main priority next month is A Promise of Periodite by Kate Golden. And if I can, this is a sequel to A Dawn of Onyx. And a little summary, a short summary, I guess, is Arwen Valendale never expected to be the brave one, offering her life to save her brothers. Now she's been taken prisoner by the most dangerous kingdom on the continent and made to use her rare magical abilities to heal the soldiers of the vicious Onyx King. I gave the first book 5 stars. I'm hoping that this holds up well, and I also give it 5 stars. That would be amazing. Alright, the second one, I'm sorry I keep looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad for the prompts, or I'm looking at a summary to read because I can't remember. I'll blank. I know me. Second one is Unfair Wheel, top of your TBR. Book at the top of my TBR outside of A Promise of Periodite would be Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes, which is this guy here. An abandoned planet, a hidden past, a deadly danger. Psychologist Dr. Ophelia Bray has dedicated her life to the study and preservation of ERS, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Some kind of disease, I'm assuming, because it's a syndrome. Or, well, not a disease, but a genetic disease. The most famous case of which resulted in the brutal murders of 29 people. It's personal to her, and when she's assigned to a small exploration crew who recently suffered the tragic death of colleagues, she wants to help. But as they begin to establish residency on an abandoned planet, it becomes clear that the crew is hiding something. I think that's good. I think we're gonna leave it at that because I mean it's pretty interesting. It's a sci-fi horror, I think it is. So I'm really excited to get to this. I liked the other one, Dead Silence. So yay! Next is food court popcorn read. To me, popcorn reads are like rom-coms or paranormal romances. I know that there's people out there like, no, that's not what a popcorn read is. It's a horror book. Because usually when you go to see a horror movie, you eat popcorn. But I mean, you eat popcorn at any movie. I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing. But to me, that's what a popcorn read is. And so I picked Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Some kind of rom-com between a figure skater and a hockey player. And I love watching figure skating. I don't know. I just do. I kind of wish I could do it, but I know myself and I'll probably like fall and hurt myself within like not even 20 seconds of getting on the ice. So I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read about it. The next one is Cutthroat Circus. Cover that matches any team leader YouTube thumbnail. So I was lazy and I did the simple thing. And I just looked at my team leaders' thumbnails and I just picked a book that I saw on the thumbnail. Because, I mean, I was interested in reading it and I was like, oh, hey, that's on the thumbnail. I'm going to pick that one. Simple, right? So I picked First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. That would be Misha, my husky. Don't feed her. Don't feed into her. It says, Evie Porter has everything a nice southern girl could want. A doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch? Evie Porter doesn't exist. Sounds fantastic. I'm sorry, I do like reading mystery, thriller type books now, so it's not my like top genre, but I do enjoy reading them now. Yay! More to read. Okay, next one is Heads Up, author you have read from before. So for this one, oh wow, I did that thing. Damn it, I told you I was gonna give you my other options and I didn't do it. Let's backtrack a little bit. Just a little bit. So get my piece of paper pad thing here. So top of my TBR, the second prompt where I said I'm gonna read Go Station. My other two options were Fourth Wing or Powerless. Yes, I know I haven't read them yet. I want to, but you know, I want to do a lot of things and I don't do them. So yeah. Number 3, popcorn read. I got The Deal, The Rule Book, The Dead Guy Next Door sounded kind of interesting. Red, White, and Royal Blue, and Dead Guy Next Door is a title thing. I didn't actually read the synopsis, so let's be honest about that. And then also a title and a book cover was Kilt Trip. And then the fourth prompt about the thumbnail, I have Fate, Inked in Blood, None of This Is True, and Only If You're Lucky. back to regular programming, I guess. Now we're doing Heads Up, which is the author you've read from before. And I picked Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, which is the second in the duology to One Dark Window. I gave One Dark Window a 5-star. I loved it so much. But Two Twisted Crowns wasn't out when I read it, so I couldn't just jump into the second one. And I always have an issue that if I read the first one and the second one or whatever next one comes out and it doesn't come out for a while, I just for some reason just don't pick up the sequel. But I really want to pick up the sequel to this. Same with the Promise of Periodite. That one hasn't been as long as a wait as this one was. But One Dark Window was a dark fantasy novel with gothic undertones. The story centers on Elspeth Spindle, a young woman attempting to survive the dangerous, magical, and monarchical world while trying to hide her own secret from the prying eyes of the Rowan King. So I gave that one 5 stars. You know, I don't remember when I read that. I think it was sometime last year. It was definitely was it last year? You know, I don't know. Let's move on. Let's just move on. Okay, so the next one is Horsing Around, an Intimidating Read. I picked The Martyr by Anthony Ryan. It is the sequel to The Pariah. He's chunky. He's chunky. Amazingly enough, somehow this book is only like 524 pages, it looks like. But it looks so much bigger than that. It looks so much bigger. I gave the first one, The Pariah, 5 stars when I read it. And I think I read it in 2022 at some point, maybe late 2021. But that one, little synopsis. Quick of wit and deft with a blade, Alwyn is content with the freedom of the woods and the comradeship of his fellow thieves. But an act of betrayal sets him on a new path, one of blood and vengeance, which eventually leads him to a soldier's life in the king's army. It was amazing, and I want to read this, and I want to read the third one, which is out now, so it's a completed trilogy, and that is Traitor, which I don't know what that's about, but I want to. So hopefully I will get to this. Hopefully. I did that thing again. Welcome to my life. So for Heads Up, prompt, the author you have read from before, other possibilities, is the Demon Tide, Gold, and the Empire of Gold, because for some reason I haven't finished that yet. I don't know why. I just haven't. And then the Bullseye Battle. No, that's the next one. Horsing Around. An Intimidating Read. My other options for that were The Will of the Many, Fireborn, and Blood Mercy. Back to regular scheduled programming. Again. Alright. Now, the next prompt is Bullseye Battle, new to you author. Took me forever to... Let's not talk about it. Anyway, I've been hearing a lot about this series. I've been wanting to read this series. I have the 2 books in the series and the novella. Plus, I think a whole other series by her that I haven't read yet. And the book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I think I've had this on my shelves for a year, maybe probably about a year, and I haven't touched it. Any of them. They do look so pretty though on my shelf, but that's not the point. Human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. It's about the adopted human daughter of the Nightborn vampire king. Aurea carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. And I'm pretty sure this is considered a romantasy. So that'll be a thing. Yeah. And before I get too far away from what I just from the prompt that I just did. New author. Other options. The Book That Wouldn't Burn, Red Rising, and Air Awakens are my other options that I might read instead of The Serpent and the Wings of Night. But even then, I might not even read any of those. I don't know. We'll find out in May, but you know, we're trying. Next prompt. No strings attached. Friend recommends. This one I don't have a physical copy of. It is gonna have to be an ebook, unless I decide to do something stupid and go and buy books that I can't afford. But that is The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Christie. So I happened to watch somebody's wrap up, and they gave this 5 stars, and they described it, and it sounded awesome. I'm not gonna do it justice the way that they did, but they'd already read it, so they kind of were a bit more confident in that. But anyway, it is from Bram Stoker award-winning author Gwendolyn Christie. Comes a chilling novel about 3 childhood friends who miraculously survive the night everyone in their suburban hometown turned into ghosts. Perfect for the fans of Yellow Jackets. I've never read Yellow Jackets. I don't know what that is, but sure. From what she described on her channel that I watched, it's kind of like if a haunted house wasn't just a house, but a whole town. And I'm totally here for that. Totally here for that. That's my, one of my dogs, Dean. Misha, my husky, is just laying in the hallway. But anyway, on to the next prompt. It's Hard Hitter, 5-star prediction. So this just came out, and I read 2 of his books in one of his trilogies. Boundary Side and Shorefall were the 2 that I read. I have not read Locklands yet. I seem to have this thing of when I get to the last book in a series, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want it to end, and so I guess I just don't want to pick it up to read it, because if I don't pick it up to read it, well then it never ends. It doesn't end. But anyway, this is his new book, and it is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. It's a Holmes and Watson style detective duo take the stage in this fantasy with a mystery twist. In D'Artana's grandest mansion, an Imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances, when a tree erupted from his body. That's interesting. Even here at the Empire's borders, where contagions abound and the blood of the Leviathans works strange magical changes, It's a death both terrifying and impossible. I'm totally on board with that. So, and I love this book. It's hardback and it doesn't have a cover. It is just is the hardback. Just this is the cover. And I find that very exciting. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just do. It's the little things. And you know I forgot to do it. You know I did. Of course I did. Friend recommends other options. The Bloodstones and Along the Razor's Edge. And then I actually don't have any other 5-star predictions listed. I mean, I have 2 other listed, but they're also on the TBR already, and that is Two Twisted Crowns and The Martyr. So I guess if I choose something different, I can always choose those 2 for this one if I don't read the Tainted Cup. But this is a buddy read on one of the Discords that I'm in, the Tainted Cup, so I feel like I'm actually going to read it. I tend to, so, you know, tend to. I didn't read the Bloodstones. If anybody from that Discord is watching, I know I'm behind, but I'm going to, I swear. And the last prompt is a poll pick. Pretty self-explanatory. Put up a poll or give people, I don't know, a couple of choices and find out who picks what and pick the one that wins. I do not have a choice for this yet. I figure I'm gonna wait until May, and if I come across like this I don't know what to pick situations, then I might like pick a couple books from either the options available that I already wrote down or some other books that happen to catch my interest, and as a mood reader I want to read those. And that's when I'll put up a poll somewhere or ask a group of friends to pick one. But that's the last prompt. So in conclusion, there are a possibility of 10 books to read. Will I read all 10 of them? I don't know. I had some good months this month. I think January I read 9 books, and I think in February I read 11, so it's possible that I can do it. I also only read like maybe 2 weeks of both of those months. So I read 9 books in 14 days, and I read 11 books in 14 days. So we will see how things go come May, and we'll see if it's going to be a month where I read a lot of books or if I don't read a lot of books. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I will link books with Lexi down below. If for some reason I forget, somebody just poke me in the comments, be like, hey, you didn't do this, and then I will fix it. I should be able to hopefully remember to do that when I start making or uploading this video here in the next bit. But it's me, and recently I have been all over the place. So we will see. If you've watched this till the end, thank you. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. You can just watch. I don't care. I do this for fun, so it is what it is. That's why it's not really fancy, because I don't really have the time or the skills to make it fancy. So yeah, I think this turned out great, just in the fact that I'm 2 videos in and they're not 4 months apart. They're like a day or two apart, or even less than that. I honestly don't know. Depends on when I actually get this edited and like put together and then posted. So we'll find out. But thank you again, and hope to see you soon. Bye!